My name is Luc van Donkersgoed. I'm with Coding Dutchman. And it's a company I started with two friends, which I know from school. I'm doing it in English anyway, and it wasn't on purpose, really. I'll just continue in English. It's going well so far. I started this company with two friends, which I know from school. We decided to start a company, and we had some goals. The goals were, in our working environment, we wanted oxygen, light, and the ability to express our own creativity. This came from another company where we were working, where those three options were not available. So that's the reason we wanted to do our own thing. The first application we made was FML, which is short for FMyLife, which is a website built by two French people with short anecdotes, short stories of people telling why their life is crap. The website also gave the option to post comments and agree or disagree with the story. So agree, your life is fucked, or say, hey, you deserved it. They had this website, they had an API, and we linked to the API and created an iPhone app which just displayed these stories. In the first version, we did no ads. We made no ads for the application, nor in the application. But the reception was quite good. We had a lot of users in the first few months because there was no, there were no, there you go. There were no other players in the market for FML. We were in the early days of iPhone, so there were no iPhone developers, and there were no apps for FMyLife. So we were the only one and got a lot of users, even though the interface wasn't that impressive yet. Then we did an upgrade, upgraded the design, which we did a year later, a year after the initial release. We got better in that year. We got better on technical and design aspects. And the update we could create in a lot faster than the original application. And the end result, we had two versions of the application. We had a light version and a full version, which was in two languages, in Dutch, in English and in French. And we made about 14K out of it, which is good because that's about, if a client would ask us to create this application, that would be around what we would ask. So it paid itself. A downside to this application is that by now there's a lot of competition. There are a lot of FML applications, and the market is saturated. So there are not a lot of new FML users. We sell about 20, maybe 30 applications per day. So we don't invest in this application much more. Also because 50% of everything we own goes to the original content provider. Because after a year, when the application was in the market for a year, they called us and said, hey, we want you to pay us for the content, or we'll disable access to the API. Conclusion, because I have to keep this short. A first application, this was a good first application. It was good to get to know the platform and get to know how iPhone works and how the market works and what you could ask for an application. It is good because this application paid itself after maybe a year and a half. But there are not a lot of applications which have that possibility. If you create an application, there's quite a big chance it already exists, or there's just no market for it, or people are not interested. With two exceptions. Games or innovative applications. Because games, if you invest time and money in games, there will be a lot of users, and the game can actually make its own money. Same for innovative applications. If you put something in the market that hasn't been seen before, and there are a lot of people who don't even know they could do something with their iPhone or whatever, there's a big market. And there's also the clients, which provide you with new projects and pay for it, so you don't have to worry about making money from the application itself. That's it.
Yes, great. Thank you very much, Luc. Then I have to ask you the first question. And my first question is, I read that you would like to know what percentage do you think people use apps and what percentage they go on the mobile web? Yeah. What is your experience?
Well, we're an app builder, not a mobile website builder. The question I asked was, what's the percentage you expect to be...
yeah, but what do you expect?
Oh, well, I expect it to be about 50-50.
50-50, what is the audience? Who used the mobile app more than 50% of his time? Hands. That's nuts. I mean, in my view, I use more apps than the mobile app. So the mobile app, you use it less? No hands, exactly. No, so you think 50-50. Now I have to ask questions to the audience, and I have one favorite. Does anyone has a question? No one, great. Meneer Kruiswijk, stand please, say your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Kruidhof. What's the positive equivalent of FMyLife, do you think?
Well, there's a very funny side, which is not exactly the positive side, but it's called My Life is Average, in which people tell why their life is average, and that is also funny. I don't really know of a website why people say their life is good, because I don't think many people are interested.
So when it's negative, when it's fuck my life, then it's better than my life is great?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, interesting. Any questions over here? You have a real important question, eh?
I have a remark.
A remark? Tell us the remark.
The site is called It Made My Day. And it's about great stuff.
Okay, exactly, yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for the remark. So we will make the, so who will make the app Make My Day? And do the same? No one. That's great. Okay, a question.
So, hi, Mark.
Hi. I learned a lot the last 2 years from, so I learned a lot, so it's not allowed to take the
microphone, I know. You started off by saying that you wanted a better life, and with light and creativity and air. Did you actually manage to get that by building iPhone apps?
Yeah, sure. But it's not really the iPhone apps that got us there. It's just starting your own company and setting your own values. And then following up on those values. So we got an office, and the first thing we did was remove all the curtains and put white flooring in so the light was reflected better. You got it in your own hands, really.
So what is your plan to come up above the 150,000, 180,000 apps to be? So how do you make that conversion that you are seen, you are standing here, but what are you doing about that?
Well, we separate us from most of the app developers by really thinking with the client in the creative process, but also the technical process. And because we've been specializing on iPhone for the majority of the last 2 years, we know almost everything that's possible with the iPhone. So that...
No, well, but it's always possible that you land in the sea of apps.
Yeah, that's true.
So how do you grow above the sea of apps?
Okay. That's a tough one.
I know, that's why I'm asking you.
Many apps we create for ourselves don't. They just disappear in the sea. This one rose above, but just a little. And I think we haven't been able to create any app for our own that has 100,000 or 1 million users, so I can't really answer you.
Okay, so maybe we can ask Boris. Okay, last question. We ask Boris, do you have a plan how he can rise his apps above the sea?
Well, I think a little bit depth into the presentation would be good for a start. I think maybe a bit more apps for personal life of people.
Okay, thank you very much, Boris. Great. Okay, thank you very much, Luc, and an applause for him.
Thank you all.